soup. Laid before me is everything that you will need. I am making a small batch of this soup. I'm making it specifically to make a green bean casserole and then to use the leftovers on top of biscuits, like a vegan biscuits and gravy. Everything that you need to make the soup: 3 or 4 small potatoes. These are really small, so I'm using 4. 1 small onion. I like sweet onions, that's what I use in everything. 1 or 2 garlic cloves. A plant milk of your choice. I usually cook with cashew milk. I think it's my favorite thing to cook with. I really like the consistency of it, and it doesn't add any other taste, so that's why I always cook with cashew milk. Vegetable broth or vegetable stock, a little bit of flour. I'm using all-purpose flour, salt, pepper. That's it. Let's go. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do here is just peel and chop my potatoes and get that over with, so that I can chop up the onion and the garlic and start cooking them without having to worry about potatoes. Anyways, potatoes first. Whole bag of small potatoes the other day, and I got them because I knew that I'd be going through a lot of potatoes in the near future, making all kinds of soups and sauces and things, and man, I don't think I'm ever going to do this again, because most of these potatoes have brown spots in them, and these tiny potatoes are really hard to peel. Like, good luck holding on to it in a way where you don't peel yourself. So I think from now on, I'm just gonna buy big russet potatoes and keep them around. What do you guys prefer to cook with? Do you like using little potatoes, or do you like just cutting up the bigger ones? Let me know. So I'm trying to make pretty small pieces here. We want them to be really, really bite-sized. Like I said, these potatoes have a lot of brown spots, so I'm watching out for that. It is safe to eat these potatoes, but you just want to cut off the brown spots. So I'm thinking just like pieces like this size. Probably like 3 to 4 cups of potatoes right here, and we're just going to set these to the side and get working on the onion and the garlic. And we don't need a lot of onion, so I'm actually not worried about just using this little amount. one very large garlic clove, so I'm only going to use one. So yes, you can use seasonings to do this kind of thing, like jarred seasoning, garlic powder, and onion powder. But things are so much better when you use the fresh ingredients, especially things like soup. So I encourage you to just try to do it this way with the real ingredients and see just like how much better it is. All right, so I have some butter melted in here. I like cooking with vegan butter, but you can use olive oil if you want. I'm gonna throw all these onions in here. Salt, pepper, I'm gonna turn the heat on maybe like medium, try to get these cooking a little bit. All right, once those onions are sizzling a little bit, you can add the garlic. I'm gonna turn down the heat just a little bit. It's still right around medium. Okay. This is where we're going to start to make this a little bit of a thicker soup. This is just flour, all-purpose flour. You can use rice flour if you want to make it gluten-free, that would be fine. We're just going to put a little bit in here to coat the onions and the garlic, and you want to just stir it around for a few minutes and let it cook to get that floury taste out of it. This is more about the texture and the consistency that we're trying to create. So you just want to cook this for a few minutes. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit. You want to add the potatoes to the liquid now. And bring everything up to a simmer. And we're going to let this simmer for about 15 minutes. I decided to add a little bit of this seasoning, so I added just a pinch. Now this is what really thickens up the soup. I'm using a tiny little blender. You could certainly use an immersion blender if you wanted to. I'm sure that would work. Or a larger blender. I just find that this gives me kind of the perfect amount that I need. And I just put potatoes and broth in here. About that much. And then I'm going to put some liquid in it. You can put more milk if you want to. You can put a little bit of vegetable broth. You can just use water. I think I'm going to do milk. So this is what my concoction looks like, and I'm just going to blend it up. Now it's always very hot, so make sure you use a towel. Remember, this was just boiling. And I always put a towel on top of it to open it, and it always gives off a hiss and a little bit of liquid, so don't skip the towel. And this is what it does to the soup. And this is how we get our soup creamy. You can just do this once if you want, you can do it twice. I'm just gonna check out what it looks like in here. I think once is probably fine, but I'm gonna do just a tiny bit more. And I don't think I'm gonna put any more liquid in it. I'm just gonna use the liquid that's already in here. It's a lot more liquidy now than it was before I did that little trick. And you still want there to be potato chunks in here, but you don't want it to be all potato chunks. You want a creamy soup base. Okay. So now this much back into the blender. You can hear the hiss. And again, here we go. I want all of that goodness out of there. And now we're getting more to the cream of potato consistency. And I'm gonna let this cook for just a little while longer. Okay guys, so this is the consistency that you are looking for. It still has potatoes in it, but it has that nice creamy consistency that you would get in a cream of potato soup. So as I said, I was making this just for a green bean casserole, and then we're going to use the leftovers on top of biscuits for dinner one night. It's so, so good. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some of this into a measuring cup right away and put the rest in a bowl. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you really enjoyed this recipe. I really hope that you try it and that you love it. If you do, please let me know. If you're going to eat this just as a soup, I highly recommend putting a little bit of Dijon mustard on top and crushing some like Ritz crackers. That makes it amazingly filling. It's so good. Please try it. Please love it. Have a great day, everyone.